chip on the shoulder. So we have some more picks coming at you guys. So we are going to give you a player that we think has the most to prove this playoff series. Again, Derrick, I'm going to start with you.
I like it. Okay, so first, Zion, honorable mention. The only reason that Zion Williamson is not one is because I like him. Okay, that's the only reason. That is the only reason. If he doesn't make the playoffs this year, I will be extremely disappointed. Extremely disappointed. Especially if he goes out sad versus the Lakers tonight. Extremely disappointed. I think I'm having my friends over. They will clown me if he goes out sad. It will get nasty.
I know how it is. Right, I feel you.
Now, Jason Tatum. I don't think he's a top 7 player in the NBA.
Cook.
I don't think it's particularly close. And if I'm really thinking hard about it, I might be able to push it to 9 or 10. That's just me. That's just me. However, if we're going to consistently call Jason Tatum the guy, which many people have, and you have this amazing team, best starting 5 we've seen probably since those Warriors days, if you don't win a championship, you're sorry. I have nothing else to say. I truly don't. He has to get it done.
They're clearly the best team.
Has to get it done. I've heard people tell me that he's better than Luka. I can't
Really?
even look at them straight anymore.
No.
I can't even
He
look at
can't
them
play
straight
make
anymore.
like in the same stratosphere.
I can't look at him straight anymore. I don't know. I don't understand it.
I think
don't understand the affinity
The
with him, honestly.
playmaking makes Luka like 10 times the player he is.
I think that
You don't
he's
have to
just
tell
a
me.
very, very overhyped player.
I think so too.
I think the Duke aura and the whole Kobe aura has made him so much.
He's
so
got to
overhyped.
stop texting Kobe. He has no aura. He has no aura. He has no aura, and he's got to
He's a
stop
baby
texting Kobe.
face.
He's got to
always
stop
got his
texting
chin
think
at the
the-
court.
this is
Like,
like-
he doesn't scare me.
The NBA's been trying to force him to be the face of the NBA. For a
No,
long time.
I think that's what
they
it
have
is, 'cause he doesn't have the
He
A-word.
has the
Aura.
most outside endorsements in all of the NBA.
I just
If
don't
that
get it.
doesn't tell you they want him to be the face of the NBA, then you're just not paying
He has
attention.
more Subway sponsorships than Finals wins, man.
I've seen Jimmy Butler outplay him multiple series.
All right, I like that. Moving on,
Multiple.
Antonio.
I got a good honorable mention
Okay.
here. I mean,
Oh,
Okay.
yeah.
I went on the show,
Oh,
my man.
yeah.
My man's on the show.
That's
here,
what I
so
like to
I had
see.
to choose a bonus, but realistically, it's more just so. Just
Would you
to
consider
annoy him
yourself-
a little bit? But
a Sabonis hater or a criticist? Like
Criticist. Continue,
Okay.
Antonio.
Okay.
I mean, Sabonis, I think, has to prove a little bit just because, like, Derrick does say, like, he does play like he's small. He does play like he's small. And he's going up against Draymond. Draymond's not the fiercest competitor. I'm not going to lie. So he has a little bit to prove tonight. And from last year, the Kings kind of have to make a step back, like a step forward, not a step back now. But up next, me being the Knicks fan, I have to be a little biased. Becky Hammond, I'll get in an argument with her. Can't tell me that this guy's not a 1A player. This guy is top 5 right now in MVP. Can't tell me different. He's a top 5 MVP vote right now.
Yeah, MVP.
And, yeah, not Finals MVP, my fault. I almost said that. But Brunson right now has been putting a lot on his back. He's brought the Knicks to his 2 seats since the first time since Melo was there. It'd be kind of disappointing if he doesn't show up in the first round.
I think he will.
I think
he will, but the problem is this is like the first time I've ever seen the 2 seed have a terrible matchup for the first round.
I feel
I
like
just
Derrick
feel like-
really wants to say something.
Because I'm interested. No, because if Jalen Brunson loses in the first or second or third, if he loses, let's just say he doesn't win a championship.
Crazy.
I don't think the narrative changes on him.
But a lot
I
of
don't
people-
either. I
a lot
agree
of
That's
people-
why I
that.
don't. That's why I don't
Is it because of
understand.
Julius
Because I
Randle.
think he's proved so much
Julius
already.
Randle is terrible in the playoffs.
Absolutely
They're
horrible.
better without him. My personal opinion.
I agree.
you.
I agree.
My personal
I
opinion.
agree. I
But
agree.
I'm just saying he had a great year.
Yeah.
He's overachieved. If he goes out to somebody like the Sixers or the Heat, I don't think anybody's looking at him as like, oh, you didn't do what you were supposed
I
to
agree.
do.
I agree.
This is my problem.
My only
There's
thing
a
is-
lot of people who still don't think he's like an MVP candidate. Like, come on.
Okay.
I think he's had a good year. So
No, I don't think he's top 3. I don't think he's top 3.
He's top 4.
I don't think he's a top 5 player in the NBA, but I think he's going to finish top 5 in MVP because of injuries.
Oh, no, we'll get the injury part out. The Knicks aren't the 2
all
seed.
right, all right. Moving on, Alex, we have your pick.
Yeah, it's got to be SGA for me. I mean, he's like I said, he's going to finish top 5 in MVP voting, and I mean top 3. Top 3. He's going to finish top 3 in MVP voting, and this is his first actual playoffs appearance. Actually, let me scratch that. He was there in the bubble, but man, just haven't. We've only seen little flashes of it, but this guy is scoring 30 points a game. They're the number 1 seed, and he's the best player on the best team in the best conference. All the expectations, again, hasn't shown it yet because he just hasn't been there. And this guy's young. They're one of the youngest, with the second youngest team in the NBA, right? Like, he has to show that he's really like that so they can the OKC Thunder could say, hey, we're okay, we're going to go all in on this guy. He is the guy. He's going to be our guy. We're going to build around him, which I already think is the case. But, like, if he shows out in the playoffs, I think you're seeing this guy be top 5 player in the entire league conversations. Like, if he shows out in the playoffs. I really do.
All I'm saying is, I'm going to say Brunson's a free throw merchant as well, but so is SGA. No one talks about him being
He's not even top 5 in points without free throws. I looked it up.
Okay, but like free throws are points, okay? If he can do that in the playoffs,
but
who cares if he wins? Who cares how he gets the points? They don't ask how, they ask how many.
The only thing I'll say is, I think, I like that you have him on here because he does have a lot to prove in my personal opinion, but my only issue is, when they lose, because it's not if, when they lose, everybody's going to give him a pass and they're going to say he's too young. Yeah. But
who are they going to put the blame on? Who are they going to put the blame on?
That they're all young.
All I've been hearing is that they're too young.
Yeah, like,
so which one is it? We can't say it's disrespectful to not ask them to win, but then when they lose, say, oh, they were so young, it should have happened. I don't like it. Yeah. But I like that you put them up there. My personal
How old is SGA?
22.
I want to say 23.
He's 22? Hold on.
Maybe 21. He had a couple years on the Clippers.
He's 25.
Then
he's as old as Jason Tatum.
I can't get behind the whole.
Wow,
he's as old as Jason Tatum, so you can't make that excuse.
But a lot of people.
I'm telling you what will happen. I'm going to tell you what's going to happen.
It's going to happen.
It's going to happen, and I'm not going to stand for it.
I won't stand for it either because he's 25.
I watched Ja Morant do the same exact thing he's done for years and never get the same amount of praise, so I'm not standing for it, me personally.
Yeah, my guy played with Chris Paul on the Thunder. Like, this guy's been around a lot.
All right, and moving on quickly, I have my pick. So for this picks, I'm going with Joel Embiid. As a Sixers fan, obviously I want to see him come back. I think he has a lot to prove. This is kind of the same narrative that he runs every single year during the playoffs. Sources did say that he was at practice today, and as far as everyone knows, he will be playing against the Heat. But, you know, it's kind of the waiting game of what can this team do without him. Haven't really seen that happen. When he comes back, yes, he does well, but will it be able to make it past the Heat, and how well they do in the playoffs is where I'm standing right now. And then if they get to that point, you know, how will they match up in their first round of playoffs as well?
Okay. I agree. I have an important stat. When Embiid and Maxey are on the court this year, they are 30-7.
It's great, yeah.
30-7. They have a lot of expectations. Like, they're really hard to beat when they're both on.
I think the whole Sixers franchise as a group, being in the city that they are in, they always have a lot to prove. Mm-hmm. It's just how it is, especially when the two of them are together. It's them or it's no one for Philly fans.
When you've had the type of talent that Joel Embiid's had for the entirety of his career and never making it to the conference finals, you are always going to get this.
I just have one question for all of you, simply yes or no, and then we can move on if you guys would like. Is this the last year that we're giving him a pass?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, great.
Yes.
As long as we're all in agreement, great.
All I'm saying, this is going to hurt the Sixers. They don't have home court advantage at all.
No, and
they thrive playing at Wells Fargo. Thrive.
Yeah.
All right, so I guess we will see how that plays out the rest of the week.